Toop, toop, and
yep.
tell me your Discord, and I'll add you, and then I'll delete the comment. I don't think you trust. That's a bit the ham and the bone strings, you know? It shouldn't be too many I'm missing. Self-righteous, oh, it's cute. That's. What is a ring? I don't think you trust. You know I can't resist the wolf plush. No one cares about the fairness. No one cares about the righteous way now. But, you know, that's okay. And I'm mechanic. I grew up with this. Everyone had their fun childhoods, and, you know, like, I don't know, I started games, but mechanics is all I know. Not the best YouTuber, but I would call myself decent, in my opinion. That's aimed pretty low. So this also is supposed to have a mic built in for VR and stuff, so I should do that one day, VR. You know what, maybe tomorrow I'll do VR. That'd be good. Is that good? I don't want to sit in my chair today. Yeah, that's good. I just need to find... Oh, it's behind me. Help with this mic. Yes.
Hello everyone, my name is Wolf, and welcome back to Car Mechanic. Now, I know this never is popular, stream or video, because not a lot of people like cars. You know what? That's fine. There's a lot of things I don't like too, but I like this game. Um, I was going to play Skyrim, but I don't feel like there's enough time for what I'm going to do. Plus, I wanted to get this done because I stayed up last night to buy all the parts. So I might have missed a few, but all I have to do is disassemble everything, and I should have all the parts. I bought all the body panels, the seats for all three old cars. I didn't buy it for the other car. Um, but yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna split, you know, completely kill the car, got everything, and I should have all the parts. If people want to watch, I'd love for them to join. You know, and hell, you don't have to know anything about a car to join. I can teach you, or if you just want to talk about something else, I can talk about anything else. Doesn't matter to me. I just do this as like a background noise, I guess. Same as Gold Rush, and I like this game a lot. It's pretty accurate. I mean, there's a lot of missing, but the stuff that's missing isn't important because it'd take a long time to play this game if that was the case. Like all the wires that connect to everything and all that stuff, and how there's supposed to be more fuses. I'm gonna be honest with you, if there was all that stuff, we would never get through this game. It's a lot. So we're gonna strip all these parts of this car. Um, I do happen to have the engines. Like I bought all the tires for all three. If I get confused with tires, yeah, that's good. It was about to die anyways. So, as you see, I got all the parts. I got a bunch of new parts. I probably missed a couple because when you get, like say new transmissions or like new engines, it might not be the right one. So I could have the wrong transmissions and I'll just sell them. Also, did I not buy? I'll have to buy two more. I do have to buy two more license plates. I didn't count the third car, but as you see, all three superchargers have been built, so that's good. But yeah, I'll buy a couple more license plates because I did miss two. Perfect. All the shocks have been built, the tires have been balanced, so I'm just gonna raise the car back up. I was just kind of lowering it to show you. You know what? I'm just gonna disassemble this as of right now. Just get this completely. So this is just disassembling stuff. Everything can come apart because these are all built, and this is not even the right engine that I want. So these are not my cars. I have these cars already built, and they're good. They're good to go. So this is just cars I'm making and selling because it's better to buy a car from the junkyard and build it. Yeah, it's more work, but I mean, you appreciate the car more. It's almost like you don't want to get rid of it then. But I got to because I want to hit 1 million. $1 million, and then I'm gonna buy all the garages. That'll give me the rest of the trophies because there's nothing much I can do. Like I said, once if I ever get a bunch of money, I'll get the DLCs and stuff, the rest of them, and then we'll do videos on those. For right now, I just want to get. I want to get a. There's another game I want to get. It's a. Um. What is it? It's Gas Simulator, I think it is. Gas Station Simulator. It's a good game. Nah, it's close enough. Let's jack it up and. So you have all four tires because you're. Do you? Yeah, you have all four tires. That's amazing. Not many times you get a car that has all four tires. So they're all getting stripped completely. Every part in all these cars are getting stripped. None of them are staying. They're being stripped, and basically I would just throw them in a scrapyard because I have all new parts. I'm probably missing a couple, but that shouldn't be bad. Mission goes. So since I'm down here, everything's coming out, and then when I actually drop it, I'll remove the engine. So I'm gonna strip everything, body parts, vehicle parts, obviously, and then once everything's stripped from the car, from all of them, I'm gonna switch them around, bring the other car in, so that it's removed, so that I remove everything there too. I did go out and get that one. I think I missed a few, but I should have all of them, almost all of them at least. And then Then we're gonna use the welders. We're gonna get rid of all the rust on all of them. And then we're gonna bring it to the car wash and wash everything. And then we're gonna do the building process. Because then it'll be a fresh new car. Because that's how it usually would. You wouldn't usually weld it while you still have all these rusted parts and stuff on, so you strip everything. And then you put all the brand new parts on the brand new body. So that's usually how that goes. And this car was fully built. I don't know if it had a gas tank, actually. Nope, this car doesn't look like it has a gas tank. Alright, drop that. And then I gotta do the top one still. Ah, this one wasn't rusted. So just chuck these. And then that should almost come out, but I gotta take this side off first. Not rusted bolts. Yeah, some rims, when they're not too rusted, you can salvage them, but these rims, no. And I can't fix rubber. You can fix rubber in real life. You can melt stuff down and then redo rubber, but they don't do it in this game. I don't know how hard that process is, actually. I've seen people do it. Like, I was watching this one video on YouTube, and this guy wanted new off-road tires for his Jeep, and and it wasn't just like some crappy Jeep. It was like a nice old Jeep, had the right live kit, it's a nice look, but the tires got bald, right? You're off-roading, they got broken, like they still have some tread, but some rocks have busted them, and they just got dull over time. You go up rocks and stuff, you just start, you know, wrecking your rubber, same as driving on the road. So he wanted some new stuff, and then he also wanted to advertise his company, so they they shred it. They have a tool, and they don't go too deep, and they shred all your rubber completely off, and then they get hot. They remake the tread, and then the tread's got they'll like kind of melt the surface of your tire, and then they have the bottom where they melted. So then they put the tire on, and then they reform the rubber with the tread, and it melts right back on. It melts to it, and then seals it, and then you have brand new rubber, and you couldn't even tell it was redone, and it's amazing. Like when they as they're doing it, you're like, oh, how does no one notice this? And then when it's finally done, so if you missed a step, you would never know that tire came from that. You would think they just took another tire, but I was amazed. It's cheaper than buying a new tire, but they get people are like, oh, they don't make a lot of money from it. They're never gonna get ahead. I'm like, well, you have all these companies that ask for so much to get new tires. So if someone is doing this, then they'll get more, customers, and then so in the end they'll end up making more money because more people will be paying for that product. Where if I wanted a whole set of those tires, a 5 set, it cost me like almost 10 grand, especially with the tires I have for our Jeep. Sometimes it sucks to have off-road vehicles because they so much now. So that tread helps. Of course, I don't think I have that in my country yet. I might, but it might be far away. But it's really useful. A lot of places that it's common with off-roading, so not here anymore. Other parts of my country, yeah, they're fine, but not where I live, sadly. Because a lot of the off-roading stuff got shut down. The government doesn't want us off-roading. It's like, why? We love off-roading. That's why we have quads. Like, where are we supposed to use our quads now? Like, half the camping stuff we go to, you can't even go quad. And it's like, camping was about bringing your quad with the trailer attached to the back of your RV, and then you just, have fun. Now you can't do that. It's like, what are we supposed to do? Just sit by the fire? I mean, that's fun, don't get me wrong. Same with fishing. Now there's restrictions on that. It's like, man, can I do anything now in camping? Now a lot of people don't go camping, and it's becoming a problem. So now those places are being closed down. It's like, well, we want to, but you're making all these rules and restrictions so we can't even camp and do what we used to do. I mean, I still go fishing illegally. I catch and release. I have the barbs cut off my thing so I don't hurt the fish, and I only do catch and release. I don't keep any fish, especially where I live. I wouldn't keep them because well, I don't think I want to eat them. They say you can eat them, but I'd rather not. I don't think I'd survive. Although I've seen people eat them before and they're fine. I don't understand why you need a fishing license. Like, I get it to keep the number of fish, but I feel like if you're just catching and releasing, and I would videotape it to prove it. I just catch and release. I have no intention. We just like sitting out there being patient, catching fish. It feels nice to do that. Like, you get stuff done, and then, yeah. I don't want to eat the fish. If I'm going to eat the fish, yeah, I'll go in and get my license, but I'm not going fishing here. I'd be going to a different spot entirely. Probably to a different country or a different province. No, I don't want to. No, my bad. I meant to take everything off. I was going to switch the engine thing over here. I'm like, oh yeah, there's no engine actually in this car because the engine is in my inventory. Somehow I'm holding a full size, 3 full size engines, which is like almost 17, maybe 1,700 pounds. A lot of weight. And my guy's just like, meh, whatever. Amazing. Guy or girl? I don't. I'm saying it's a guy because I'm a guy I'm playing. It's like that. Whenever I'm playing as a character you don't see or know about, I just say he. Not because it's a he, but because I'm a he and I'm pretending and I'm acting like it's me. So if I was a girl, I'd say it's a she. You know what I mean? But if it actually has how should I say it? If it actually has a character, a gender character, then I pronounce it whatever they are, right? Because it could be a female, I don't know, but it's never told me. So I always assume it's a he off the bat. If I was a female, I would assume it's a she. Or does everyone actually think it's a he? Because there are female mechanics. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen many. And it's not because they can't do it, I don't know. A lot of places that we go to are like old school like places, and it was in the common generation for women not to being mechanics. But there are women mechanics here. I've met one in my entire life. She's still better than me. Just absolute baller. One day I will be better because no, actually I don't know about that. I'm learning things she doesn't know though. That's because I took a different mechanic course. But then there's always gonna be things she knows that I don't know. I'm supposed to hit level 50 for an achievement. That's a far away level. Well, if I do enough of these cars, I guess I'll catch up, right? Oh, that wasn't rusted. These are all like bad. I've noticed nothing actually is broken in. Like, I wanted to see if they ever make another one or get an update. I want to see parts broken. Like, you just go to see your inner and outer tie rod and they're just one snapped in half. I want to see that. That'd be pretty cool. Because then technically you could still drive with it and just be like wobbling on the place. And I want to do that so bad now. That seems fun. Alright, unbolt that. And chuck that off. There we go. Brakes. Removing this like crazy. I feel like honestly, that I just be taking these parts off and just chucking them on the floor and have someone, as I'm doing this, like grab the parts and just put them in a bin or something. Cause my guy's just like chucking these parts. He doesn't care. We're all garbage. Well, this might be salvageable, but like all this, like these shocks would actually look like this, and they'd be done. That's when you use like, oh, okay, done. Replace shocks. This comes off. Okay, one side is done. I did disassemble this one side because these two cars are technically the same frame, everything. So I took apart, like, cause this car had all its tires, so I took off these sides just to kind of count all the parts, so I know what I need, and then that's what they did. The other car outside is actually harder because it's a different frame, and it was missing a lot of the front wheels and stuff. So I actually had to go in and check what wheels they needed in the front. Uh, because I didn't want to bring on the lift just to put old parts on it just to see what it would have been. So I just took a look, bought the tires off the bat so they were never marked down, and yeah, now I'm doing this. I don't have to buy anything though. I already did that. I might have to buy a couple parts, but it's not like I have to buy a whole shopping list because I already did that. Welcome. Wasn't too bad. It's faster when you don't have to talk and stuff, right? Well, sometimes. I would have did it if people like that stuff, but I don't think people want to watch that. Okay, so this car is stripped. It's stripped. Well, it's almost stripped. I still gotta remove, hoods and stuff. Is that bumper off? I guess so. Doors are removed. Trunk. I already bought all the parts for this, so she's good. I feel like you're missing a light. Window, doors, and then the interior. Apparently this is only a one-seater car. That's not everything, is it? No. Still gotta remove engine bay stuff. Boop. There we go. Yeah, that was the only thing in the engine bay. What about you? Did you have anything? Yeah, you had the fuse box too, but you actually had fuses in your fuse box. Okay. And we're gonna bring the welder over. We're gonna weld all it up. So now the rust and stuff is gone. Technically, that would be all the damage, broken, you know, all the holes from the rust. So we're gonna do that. That gives it good, you know, now they look like normal cars. And then I'm gonna go outside, and it's you I'm changing. So you are gonna go car lift B. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna remove. Oh, do you have a transmission? Oh yeah, you do. You're hooked up. Oh yeah, does the spoiler not actually come off? No, it's just the taillights and stuff. Well, remove all the body panels that I can. Because I love this Daytona, but I have all the parts already. Daytona is just a Dodge Charger with a body kit, basically. Someone prove me wrong on that one. I mean, it's probably considered differently, but honestly, it even says Dodge Charger to Daytona. Daytonas are good. My mom keeps complaining about the spoiler. I'm like, well, that's so common. Actually, I think it's a little bit, just a slight couple inches bigger. But you know, they probably had different spoilers. Well, let's take anything out of the end. Like again, there's only fuses. There's no rads. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. There's no power steering, nothing, no brakes. Like there's just nothing left. I feel like they were just well, that's in a junkyard, so it's probably all picked off. Okay, we're gonna raise the car and we're gonna remove everything again. And then she gets fixed, and then all three go through the wash, and then goes to the building. And then I'll start with this car first. Like I said, I shouldn't have to, so like all the money that I have left, I should not have to really spend anything else because like I said, the car has all the parts should be bought. I might be missing a few, probably am. In real life, I have to just write it down, but my button isn't working. My button, like I missed a few parts building an engine. It's like what? Like I didn't understand. May not be as fast as I thought it was when I was clicking it. Might have just only counted less. Then again, I had to do an offline recording because I finished streaming and I didn't want to wake anyone up in my household, so I just did it quietly. This comes out now? Okay. I usually get worried like, oh my god, I'm removing parts and I didn't mark it down. I'm like, oh yeah, I already bought them. Like I should have all these. And all this gets removed. Personally, I would just remove the whole thing, have it on like a jack, and then just drop it down and chuck it completely in scrap pile. I wouldn't disassemble all of that because there's no point. There's nothing left, pretty much. There's some people out there who will take parts like this and will salvage them, and I don't know how they do that. But but I know if you have like a mold or something, like you can make them, like because obviously that's how things are made. They're molded and shaped, right? So I feel like if you have a mold and you have, you know, a smelter, I feel like you could just build these parts, just melt all this stuff down, the rust would float up, just clean it. Long work, but you could repurpose things if you wanted to. And it would technically be considered new because you remelted it, so it's reformed. Okay, that's all out. Now I just gotta do the rear end. This one's leaf spring, the other one are not leaf spring. Actually, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Was that red one a leaf spring? Because one of them was the underarm. Do I already have leaf springs in my inventory? Let me go back to page 1. Well, not page 1. Okay, those are those arms. Leaf spring rear axle. Oh man, I need to buy another one of these then. I thought you two had the same, or that had the same axle. Okay, that's not bad though. And I already bought all the U-bolts and stuff. Because those are still the same. These two are rusted. Rip those off real quick. Honestly, I would just cut the freaking U-bolts, drop the whole the axle. You know, just grab the drive shaft and pull it or something. It would be so much easier. Like this, I don't know why I have to take out the small ones. I mean, actually, I do know because they're hooked into something, but you know, can't remember because that holds. So the leaf springs are bolted to the actual frame, I believe. There's things in the frame, and then the axle is held onto the leaf springs. The leaf springs are the suspension, so the axle is suspended on here. My truck, however, the leaf springs are on top of the axle. I got more clearance because this makes it lower. If you put this on the top, you suddenly got a lot more height. A lot of people who have trucks who make lowriders do exactly that. They'll they'll either put them on the bottom or they'll flip them up the opposite way. I would just keep the suspension part. You would want because if you do it upside down, you still got suspension, but I feel like it's weaker in some ways. I don't know. That's my opinion. There's many ways to do it, and you could reinforce things, make it stronger. That's just how I would do it. I would try different ways depending on the situations and stuff. You know, if I found a better method that would work better. I'm not against different solutions. I just never was given another one. Like I never flipped my leaf springs over. I've seen people do it, and apparently it's beneficial. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I don't have a reason to, nor do I want to try that on the truck. I don't feel like it. Don't feel like it at all. Alright, so that's clear. Then we're just gonna remove this. And then she should be good. She's already stripped, so remove the rust and then bring it to the wash. And yeah, you have an engine. You have an engine to be removed. Oh, that's not hard. Nah, she just. Also, something really cool I've never noticed that I thought would be cool is that if you look, you could see through the bottom. Like it actually, you can see through it. And then when I go, you can actually see the grill too. Like if you look at the grill, look, you can actually see through the grill. Isn't that cool? Actually, can I crouch? Oh, I could just do that. Yeah, you can see through the grill. A lot of games don't do that. And I know it's supposed to be a simulation game, but I still have seen simulation games that don't do that, and that's amazing detail. Because what if you want to look at your engine or the color without opening your hood? You can see that. Can't. Oh yeah, I gotta still remove. This is white. Oh my god, or is that a blue? I'm sorry, I'm bad with colors. And then we're gonna remove the engine. She's gone. Get rid of it. And then I guess we'll take you to the wash. Car wash. We just do this. Washes the body, so then all that dirt goes away. Oh, it's like a blue-gray. And this is not... Alright, I guess I could keep the same color. I might change the color. So that's done, so she's clean. So I can actually, if I remember, I can... Move, R1. Move without player. Oh yeah, then I don't have my car, but that does that, so it goes back, and then I have to run, which is the sad part, but I learned that trick, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. You can now go, we'll go to the car wash. And then we will do the same thing for you. It should be a red, right? Absolutely a beautiful red, too. Then we'll do the interior. Watch all those stains get removed. Oh, yeah. Actually, I know how to do vehicle detailing like that. I've done it multiple times in my life. It's nice. Alright, so everything's cleaned, except for the one in here. We'll bring you in. And then they're all clean and ready for assembly. Because I have the tires built already. So you're blue, but how nice of a blue are you really? Because it doesn't give you the shine. See, because this is interior, right? This is a nice blue. And then this. All I just noticed I have a bunch of water tanks and stuff here. You good? You're beautiful. Alright, back into the shop we go. And then we'll start with the Daytona. So first up, it needs an engine. That's the first thing I do is start with the engine base. I put in the wrong one. Well, might as well put the engine in now. Beautiful. Engine B. And then we're gonna install. And then this can go back. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's put the interior back in. You were these seats. I remember. And then you had a bench. Yep. You had the Magnum set. And then your steering wheel was this one, because you were the matching set. Okay, and then we need to... I'm going to put the engine back together, and then I'll put the body panels on. Beautiful. Good thing about having a pre-built engine after... Well, it's not pre-built. I built it. But the good thing about having an engine that's already built is I don't have to build it. And put all the fuses in so that she's good to go. Should have all the fuses. I marked all the fuses and even bought all. None of them had the lids on because they were salvage, but I did mark the lids, so. Still gotta put all the fluids in, but that's not hard. Cover, beautiful. Now we just put these in. Okay, and then I have to... And none of them had gas tanks, so I actually just I was working on the last one as I was marking this one actually. I looked at the back, like, wait a second, these don't have gas tanks. And so I marked gas tank. I like when I can actually see where they are. And then do this. There we go. And fill up the engine. Full of oil. Alright. Fluids are all in. Nope, I missed one. I lied. Got distracted by the shiny engine. It's hard not to get distracted. Also, I'm just laying on my side because it hurts. It's in pain. Alright, and then now the body panels. And then I actually have to put the car together, obviously, but... And I got custom lights. And I remember to buy your license plates. Windows are built. Doors are here. You got your mirrors. She's looking really good. The window on. The trunk on. Gotta have the bumper. Gotta have the awesome lights. Oh, I did get the lights that were on it. Those were my favorite anyways. Built the other door. Slap that on. So the car looks ready. I mean, it certainly looks great. Beautiful, shiny. But It's not done. Because it doesn't have any components underneath. So, if I remember, what tires were you? Uh, you were the retro rims with the 245 and 215s. Okay, I remember that. And then this needs a gas tank. I bought 3. And it needs a fuel pump. I also bought 3. And I didn't remember them because none of them ever told me I needed those gas tanks, so I just remembered and bought them myself. And then we can hook up this exhaust system. I hope you got the right ends. Do these match the end? Okay, so they do go with this engine perfect. Because sometimes you get like an aftermarket engine like that. You know, it's like, because it didn't come with a supercharger engine. That's not what was in it. So now that I have a supercharger, it could have been a different transmission, different exhaust, but I guess it fits in perfect, which is good. Got lucky on that one. I know the car next to us won't have an issue because it came with the supercharger, so it was built with the supercharger. I don't know about the one outside though. Look at all these new parts. Like this thing's shiny again. Used to be rusty. Brake drums. And then I need the ones with the retro. That should be these big boys. Yes, and definitely those are them. And they clear. I mean, that's what came with the car. I just bought what came with the car. It's nice they're coming like drag racers now. Actually look like how they were. Okay, that's all done. I'm just gonna put the rest of the back end together and then the front end. Alright, we're gonna need the other 45 here. Alright, nice. And then put the transmission in. Perfect. Matches as well. That was actually my worry. Oh, I don't have a starter. Why don't I have a starter, game? I'm pretty sure I bought starters. Oh, I buy them now. There. Beautiful brand new starter. I have drive shafts, right? Yep. Okay. Drive shafts built. Or transmissions hooked up, I should say. Cross member. Gotta make sure to put the steering in. Sway bar. And then both sides are ready. Drop the rubber bushings in. And then we are ready to build this. What? I bought those already. See, things are not matching now. Because I know I bought these because I literally took apart them and put these back together. No, I don't want that on. I want this off. Like am I missing upper suspension arms? No, I got them. Alright, then we're gonna build all of this. Nice Daytonas. Got all these. All 3 of them had the same, I believe, the double wishbone and stuff. Alright, this can start just building this now. Turn it actually look like a wheelbase. And then I bought ventilated. Gotta buy the best for the best. I'm gonna buy them anyways. Gotta have 100% brand new parts. And then these ones are these ones. Why do they seem bigger? Did I screw up? Wait, what? 250 by 74, 245 by 70. Um, which ones are bigger? Oh, I think this one is bigger. I need to double check that. I might have bought the wrong tires. It's going together nicely though. This vehicle's almost done. It just needs to go through like a process of getting it straightened and stuff, and I will do that. I'm just gonna do this first. No, no, but this one. I just imagine like, you know, seeing these cars come in and then the weeks of process it takes to actually build them, and then seeing this car actually drive and have brand new parts. It'd be nice. Nope, those are 215 by 75. Is that correct? They are correct, 215 by 75. Now I want to check something. And then I'm going to put this back on. This should be 70. Oh yeah, these are the right tires. So I didn't mess up on the tires. Because these are bigger because they sit taller than those ones, so. This car should be done, right? Yep. She is completely done. And she looks good. She's gonna go in for um, a wheel alignment and a paint job. Oh, a headlight alignment too, I guess. Gotta remember I'm doing those too. You don't have to do the lights necessarily. I do the wheel alignments. I mean, you don't have to do it when you're selling a vehicle. You don't get any extra value, I don't think. I do it because it's realistic, because now this will drive properly. Everything's aligned and stuff. Makes customers feel great, and that they'll come back. Okay, next one. And then this will go outside, and then I'll swap it over for the next one, and then I'll work on the other two. Okay, yeah, those are correct. Alright, you're going for a paint job. Alright, do you have a livery set for this? I never did see if this car had a livery set. It does. It's got racing stripes. Tempest. Is number... Oh, it's got a Tempest on the back. More stripes, and then none. Kind of like that. But now I think the car should be black. And I want to saturate it and make it... You would want to make it darker, wouldn't you? Yeah, just make it black like that. Yeah, that's good. There, that car's done. And then we're gonna move it to car B. Or to lift B. Like, that looks good. And then move car to, yeah, to the Chieftain. Chieftain will come back. I didn't want to go with the car. Now the Chieftain and this car are out. They're ready to rock, so let's build them. Build these, then they're off. Actually, I never did check. How much is this car gonna give? 114 sell value. That's good. That's good. I'm hoping for 100 from each. So we need the engine. Give me the engine. Is it already? It's already here. Put the engine in. Shove that in there. All right. Now you all have superchargers. Just sell them like this. I'm actually curious, because this engine costs a lot on its own. If I sold this car as is, yeah, I made a $28,000 profit already just from this engine alone. Not surprising, to be honest with you. You had the one seat, so you have what? Well then, what? Why do I have? Why didn't it buy this one? Are these just not seats they make anymore? Fine, I guess it gets that seat. And then you had this one. Alright, and then you had the rest. Right, you know, just a normal bench. Yeah, your normal seats. And your normal wheel. And now you have a supercharger under the hood. Alright. Build the engine bay, which doesn't take long. That's usually the engine that takes the most. But these don't have all the special radiator fans and stuff, so chuck all this stuff in. You're good to go. And then you fill everything with fluids and she'll run. So put the fuses in. And then we're gonna build the underneath, of course, like both cars, but at least we'll get to see what this car looks like fully built. On the outside, at least. Fuse cover. That's everything. Oh, can't forget the battery. You need that. No power, no start. So then we're gonna put all the fluids in. And then once the fluid's in, we're going to put all the body panels on, and then we'll build everything underneath. We'll do the same thing like we did with the other car. We'll straighten the wheels and headlights, or align them, and then paint it. See if there's any cool paint jobs for this, because it's only $1,000 still, so you don't have to paint it. I choose to paint it because if we're building a car, if you're going the extra way, no. Come on, thought I was already on the cap. Sorry, someone texted me. 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. Alright, almost done. Like, there has to be just like a giant cart in front of both of these bays, just with all the parts for the cars. And then this poor guy is just having jacks and stuff all up in the air, just bolting everything on. And it's like, okay, no one came to work today, so he's all alone. Just like, oh, damn it, not one of these days again. All right, that's everything. This is one of my favorite parts, is doing this. I had to put that hood on because you need it to. I mean, you don't have to have a hood. I found out you can just. I don't have a front bumper. What? I didn't buy it. Oh yeah, because I thought I bought it by accident. Turns out I didn't. Is there a body tuning shop with a bumper? Yeah, see, I thought I bought the front bumper. I didn't. And then license plate goes on. She's looking real good though. And no, she doesn't have a side, or she doesn't have another seat on it. This is a special model. I've never seen this model that only had one seat before though. It's really cool. Alright, I'm like, where are the other taillights in this thing? I just now noticed that they're actually in the one of them. One of the sets was in the trunk. That's why I didn't see. I'm like, that's where this had more lights earlier. Okay, this goes on. Okay, so she's built. Now she needs to be fully built because she's got no rear end. Alright, we'll start with the rear end again. Gas tank. I'm gonna go up the exhaust system. Oh, look at those fancy exhausts. Put that in. Are these the right ones? Yeah, they're the right ones. I figured these would be the right because like I said, I just copied all the parts that were on this vehicle, and this already had a supercharger. So I'm like, oh, this shouldn't be too different. See, I thought the other one had a spring because it had the same frame and all that, but it turns out it had different rear axles. Then I can do those combinations. Like, I wish I could put different, like, axles on these in this game. Like, yeah, sure, I can have this, but I wish I can switch it to, um, uh, what's the word? Like, two solid axle. You know, because it's the same concept, like, all this is the same. One has, solid control arms and one has leaf springs. I would love to be able to switch it to a leaf spring. Because obviously you can see that it can be done in this game. Like, these two cars have the same frame and everything. One has leaf spring and one has solid. But it's still like leaf spring plates and stuff and all that. So like I don't get the difference. Alright, then we just bolt everything down. And then what the tires on this were, they were the Retro 01, 175 and 285. How big is the 285s? They were the big ones. Right? That was the big one? Oh yeah, that was the big one. Okay. Not too worried. Nope, nope. I don't know what tire I grabbed. There we go. Is the back end done here? Did I put everything on? No, I didn't put. Did I put it on the other? I did put it on the other side. Okay. I forgot to put it in the road bushing. I knew I missed something. There we go. So back end's put together. Transmission. Oh, it's so fancy. Drive shaft now. Now this vehicle could run because the starter's there, everything. So she will start. She could drive, but the front end would drag. Probably wouldn't want to do that in this car. So we'll just put all this in because this is how these rubber bushings and how this bolts on. And then we're gonna put all this out. Again, why don't these exist? These I should have. I bought all the steering knuckles. No, I already bought the bumper. Probably should buy a couple more. And then take this off because I don't want no rusty parts. If I spent all this money and time building a brand new car, I'm going to want it to have brand new parts. And I bought a lot of rubber bushings, so I shouldn't have no issue with rubber bushings. All this gets built. And then build these. So that's held on. And you put the caps in because it's not all-wheel drive, so the front doesn't spin. It just rolls. Sorry, it does spin. It doesn't drive. It just rolls. That's why it's got a bearing. It's just rear-wheel drive. And then these go in here. They got slicks too, so this is actually a drag racer. Yeah. And then build this. Just gonna build everything here. All the rubber bushings, all the control arms. It's all right here in my vision, so I'm just clicking them all and putting them together. And as you see, it slowly comes together. And if you're wondering what the shock does, so right here actually there's bolts, and this is bolted to, there's like a special frame thing in like a part of the body, and you see like 3 or 4 how many bolts this has, different shocks, different, and then when you open the hood you usually see those. Which I don't know if I like too much, because if you have a weak car and you hit something, that's just gonna go through and your car is gonna be done. Alright, cap. Oh, I didn't put these in. Did I put them on the other side? Yeah, okay. I just missed these ones. More rubber bushings. Good to go. And then now the tire. And this car should be 100% complete. Yep. Now we're going to bring you to the test path because we're going to line your wheels so that you're good to go. And then we're going to paint you because that's what I do when I'm done with a car. Unless it's a customer's car and they don't ask in the game and they don't ask me to paint it, then I don't paint it. Because it's like real life. If you even if all their body panels are wrecked, if they don't ask you to paint their car, then you don't paint that car. Because if you paint it and they don't like it and they get it changed, you can get sued technically for it because you did what the customer did not want. And it would be written down on paper that that's not what they wanted. So it would fall in your hands. So, I've had to fix body panels and do all that stuff and didn't paint it. Now there's been times where they asked me to get it painted and I had the car had shipped in and it got painted. Then it looked really weird. I always tell people it costs a little more, but the only way your car looks proper is if you get the whole car sanded and repainted completely altogether. Because then it matches. That was a pretty cool paint job. Why is it orange though? know what? That's actually good. I'll do that. Alright, and then I want to swap this car out for... I'm going to stay. I'm going to swap it. That's because those cars are going into the garage after, and I'm going to compare all these 3 cars outside. They're my most proud possessions being built right now. Because the other one's just a Nissan GTR, which is supposed to give you the most money in the game. So I'll see. Was that a bad one? No, that was a good one. I didn't have any of those. Alright, so that was the last fuse box. I got all the fuses. I don't have all the fuses. I had them all marked down. Why don't I have all the fuses? There's another red one missing. Okay, I'll go to the fuse shop. Put the fuses in. Okay, fuse box covers in. All these parts are in. Now we do the other task of just putting fluid in. I'm pretty sure this car had all 4 of the same tires, so I don't have to worry about that catastrophe. This car had all the 4 same tires, right? Nope, it did not, but it does now. It doesn't need 4 different tires. This one wasn't the drag racer. The other 2 were. This one wasn't. And the tires look almost identical. Same size. I don't see it. There it is. How much different were they in size? 55 and 7. No, they weren't too different at all. Little different, but not like the other one where it's like 175 and 255. That's the big difference, and you can tell because one tire is smaller than the other, like way smaller. Like if you put these tires on these cars side by side, one's a little bit bigger, maybe an inch or so. You know, nothing I'd worry about though. Especially since this is my car, I can do whatever I want to it. I could put, for all I care, I could put tiny tires on the back. I'm not going to because that would be ridiculously stupid. There's no reason to have tiny tires on the back. And then fill this. So the engine bay is done. They're all good to go, all good to start, run, drive. This doesn't have a starter, so she won't start. But I mean, she's ready. They all have the hood scoops because I'm being realistic and I'm putting the hood scoops on. And you have a bumper. Nice. Does it have a license plate? It does have a license plate. See, where we are, we don't have to have a front license plate. Just the rear. Why does that look rusty to me? It's not, but every time I look away, I think it's rusty. Got some lights for you. Now you have working lights again. Now you have a door, some windows, so you can, you know. I mean, in this area in the game, it's all summer anyways. Body, frame, interior. So now it's just parts, which would make sense because, you know, it's got 56% parts from the engine stuff, but you know now it needs the rest of the engine. Or the rest of the body, I guess, or the parts underneath that actually make the car go places. Right now, she can just basically start up and sit in the yard. Okay, so I have a question. Can I put... There's leaf spring? No, I can't put the solid one on. That sucks. Exhaust system gets installed. Just like that. all the way up. These are very expensive ones too. Axle gets installed. Leaf springs get installed. Because that should be what installs first. Because you should have you should have the leaf springs and axle at least hooked up. And I usually have the tires already on the end, or I take the tires off and just not touch anything else. And put it all on as one big unit, because then you can just jack it up with the jack off the bottom, line it up, put the bolts in, good to go. But if you do this process, it's a lot harder because you still have to line up the axle, but then you have to bolt on leaf springs. What? Are you a different knuckle than I have for you? See, because it's a different axle, I guess. Because I had it marked for the other one. So I have a whole set of axle of just the solid. So this side's ready, this side's good. Let's install brake system, which is you want brakes, you want to be able to stop, and then these I marked as all the same tires, right? 60. Yep. These are the rims that came on the car. Well, obviously they're not the ones I took off because those ones are completely rusted and screwed, but these ones are good. Install leaf spring. At least if I did this, if you actually bolted into your frame, this would still hold your axle. But if you jumped, like this would have to be still suspended in the air because this could hold it. If the leaf spring was bolted on like this. But if you hit one bump, this is gonna move. Like if you started to drive, this wouldn't work at all. Like this hold it so as you're driving, it holds it. But if yours is over the leaf spring, you can do it. But like I said, mine is on top of the leaf spring. So because I have a truck. So if I didn't bolt it, it's not gonna. It's just gonna, you know. Then I had destroyed my axle. Never done that before though, so I don't have to worry about that. I've always had it all in one big system. Like all this was already built. I had the leaf springs. Well, not leaf springs. I had the leaf springs are on the truck. I had the axle and everything. I feel like okay, that's all good. Okay, so the back end's built. Time for the front end. Transmission. She's in. Starter. This is the last good starter. And drive shaft. Okay, like I said, she can drive. Well, now she can drive. I have the frame. I should still have a bunch of rubber bushings. Yep, which is good because 8, 16. I should have 20 good rubber bushings. Build this. Build this. Alright, and now we can start building all this, actually putting it all properly together and looking like a part of a vehicle. Now she can move. We're going to need the shock to help keep it from flatlining on itself. Sway bar to keep it from well, it keeps it stable. That's what I've been told. Keeps your wheels straight is also it's most important to have sway bar attached. Not, it could be some messy and really sad results that no one's gonna like and no one's gonna want to spend the money on. Alright, that side's been built. And last side. Oh yeah, put the rubber bushings in. Don't forget. Okay, put the inner tie rod on. Steering knuckle. Outer tie rod. And then upper and lower suspension arms. She's looking real good. Alright, now we just build this outside contraption that actually holds and spins the wheel, and she'll be good to go. And the wheel. And is this car built properly? This car has been built properly. So we're going to take you to the test pass, straighten the wheels, straighten the headlights, all good stuff, and then we're going to paint you. Kind of like the red, but I want to see what type of liveries you have. I don't get to work on... I don't buy too many old cars, because I like them, and they do give you a lot. They're time consuming, so if I was just like, you know, not streaming and just doing them on my own, yeah, I would buy a bunch of them, which I have done. Like, I bought so many and then did a video of just building the ones that I had in my garage, or my storage. And it got me a high amount of money. I just ended up buying a lot more vehicles. Okay, so these are all aligned. Okay, you're good. And then we're gonna bring you to the paint shop because you need to be painted. I don't like as much as I like the black on the red. It's not proper black and red because it's broken body panels, I guess. Okay, so you have that paint job too. Oh, that's not bad. What is this? Oh, this stripe. I actually kind of like this one. That one's nice. Nice and new shiny paint job, all matching too. Don't get in an accident, because you get in an accident, then they're gonna have a different paint job. Alright, and then I'm gonna switch you. I'm actually gonna switch you and go out with the Nissan GTR. Those two are not built, so those can stay in. As you can see, we have 3 built cars, and if I'm correct, that's all 100. It's all 100. All 100. How much are you worth? 104. 114, so that's 10 grand more. And 119. So this is worth 5,000 more than that car. And 15,000 more than that one over there. So right now this is the most expensive car. Now, interesting thing is, like I said, they say the Nissan GTR is the most expensive car, or the most profitable car. Well, I want to see some. How much did I pay for this? I paid 31,000. So far my profit has been lost. So I'm gonna sell everything that I have in my inventory. You know, you clear it out, boom, sell, and then just sell everything, make as much money as I can. Because what I'm doing is I don't want to sell any cars. I'm going to after, but I mean I want to like just have all the cars here. So first step, because you look really bad right now, and I say that in a good way. Because you look like you went through hell and are now at my doorstep. No, that's the wrong one. I want to do body panels. You are missing everything. And that's actually cool that the bench is just 2 back seats, but it considers a bench. And this engine of yours. It's a nice engine, no? I don't like it, honestly. Oh, you're turboed. That's why you probably give the most money. Your starter, is it in the back like with the transmission? It is. Can I take it off from here? I can. Can I take... No, okay, that's good to know. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on... oh, you have all your tires. I didn't even notice that. I'm going to focus on the engine right now. The engine is going to be the most complicated one for me. I haven't done this engine before. Actually, have I? No, I have done it once, because I've done a GTR once before. So, you're going to car live B. And I'm going to go underneath, because the engine's coming right out after. So, I mark all the parts I take off, so these are coming off. Just going to remove this. Oh, this GTR is all-wheel drive. Oh, this is the drive shaft A. The drive shaft A is the all-wheel drive one. how much stuff is rusted? Like, dear mother of God. Alright, rip that thing out. Mark this drive shaft, because this one has to be removed too. So, all-wheel drive has been, or drive shaft has been removed, so you're not going anywhere anytime soon. Drive shaft will be, oh, flywheel cover. Not drive shaft, flywheel cover. Oh yeah, that is different. Okay, so I should be able to remove this engine, right? It shouldn't be attached to anything else, because that T-case isn't attached to the engine. Can I take it out? Drain oil. No. Oh yeah, that's actually something it wants me to do all the time. I don't usually have to do that because there's usually no oil pan. Somehow I thought there was no oil pan on this, even though I didn't really look at the engine. Don't tell me that that drivetrain or that T-case is actually mounted on the back. Nope, it's not. It just sits in there. Okay, so I think this engine is fully built, if I'm not mistaken. If I select this and hit this button, yeah, it's not missing anything. This is a full built engine. So I'll mark everything, and these are two different engines. Obviously, the other car is a big supercharger, so I don't have to mark that one. Or I'm gonna have to mark that one, but I don't have to mark this twice. So we're gonna remove all this. We have to move the other throttle. All right, intake manifold. Few rusted bolts. She is a pretty old engine by looks. Well, she's not old. It's a modern car. What I mean by she looks old is she's rusted because she wasn't taken care of. So now they have to do. I have to do what a lot of people don't want to do. I have to rip it apart. Well, I don't mind doing that. Just when the bolts keep snapping. In this case, the only reason I'm taking this apart is to study all the parts. I study the parts so then I know what I need, and then I take all those parts information, and then I know what to order for the next engine. Because if this was a, like say, this engine block I need to keep, and all that, because there are times where, you know, engine block is good, you just need to replace pretty much everything else. And in that case, I would just start ripping things off. Or kind of. But I don't know all the parts that are consistent in this because it's a Nissan, and there's a lot of different parts in Nissans. They're kind of complicated to work on, to be honest with you. We had an Xterra, and it was a reliable vehicle. Manual, my mom loved it. It was just a nightmare to work on. Honestly, though, it was a great vehicle. I miss it. It was one of our favorite vehicles we have ever had. I didn't mind working on it, honestly. Learned a lot from working on it. I said that I'm like, if the vehicle's reliable and it you know, and it's proves to be an amazing vehicle, then I have no issue working on it. But if it's just a crappy vehicle that doesn't do anything and it's always giving you issues and it's a pain to work on, there's no point to have it. If your vehicle gives you somewhat issues but extremely work on, then yeah, I guess you can keep that because then who cares? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then another 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wait. No, wait, regard. I gotta change that. Um, get rid of the 14. Found out that's not 14. Found out these aren't bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is so much rip apart on this engine. Oh, I could just remove that directly. Okay, and that can't be removed. So we're gonna pop this side free. Like this car looked fully built from what I saw, so it just like destroyed and rusty. It was like it was in an accident and then left in like a junkyard or someone's backyard. It was like, oh, I'm not working on it. Alright, I'm gonna mark this one. Okay, and then now I gotta mark the front. So, belt tensioner, that's key to remember. I like when engines are built fully, because then if I don't know how to build them off my head, then I know how to build them, because I can just mark them down. Mark the timing cover. And the good thing while having a brand new one is they don't have rusted bolts when you're building a new one, so. There we go. And none of these bolts look rusted, like they all look shiny. So I'm not too worried. These, however, I don't see it. Nope, these are all good too, so this comes right off. Oh, you have an old power steering pump. Well, I guess it's not old, it's small. Marked oil filter. Oh, now I actually gotta turn it because I gotta take this off. No, one rusted. Is that the only one rusted bolt on the pan? I think so, yep. Oh, those are much longer. Okay, and then we need to mark. There's 6 pistons in this. 3, 4, 5, 6. So remove these. Oh, they're nice small ones too. I like the small screw ones. They're not as strong and reliable, but they're easier and faster to put on in this game and in real life. I marked these already. Oh, these are rusted. Those are the ones well, I figured something would be rusted. This car did look like it sat for a while. You shouldn't really see rust on the inside of this. That means there's been water inside the chamber, which is like I think another term for that is hydrolock, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, it's not one thing. It's something you really don't want to happen. Usually, if you leave your vehicle out and if there's a way to get in the engine, or I guess I don't know, it happens. I guess if you freeze it a bunch, apparently you can get water in it too, or if you just let it sit too long. Well, it should be when water gets in the chamber, and water should never get in the chamber. You should never have water in the chamber's inside the engine. You should apparently you're never supposed to get water in there. So if you have water in there, then something's wrong. And I see 3 rusted bolts. That's a lot of screws. Alright, that nightmare of contraption is off. This is why I don't like Nissans, this complexity. And it's not even that good, honestly. The timing chain is always going on every Nissan I've had to work on. Except for the exterior. That actually wasn't bad. But all like the SUVs and stuff like that. Can't. Can't. They're just... I don't even know why. Like, did the manufacturing company just build it really crappy? Or does it just have a... Did it just build itself a natural flaw? And this is the timing cover again. I see 1 rusted bolt. She pops off. And then this is the bare engine. Okay, but I can finally take all this off. There's 1 rusted bolt. It should pop off. Beautiful, beautiful. These should come out. Engine head. There's 1 rusted bolt. Alright. That's all been removed. And then this side, again, I gotta mark this side. 1 rusted bolt, and luckily it's the first one, so the rest will just pop out. This thing will come out. And then mark your arms again, because I don't know if they're the same or not. I didn't even pay attention. And then there's 1 rusted bolt again. Then the head, usually the heads would be on. You just gently tap them with a rubber mallet, which is good to go. So I will mark 6 pistons. I'll take one out and then mark this, the piston rings, 6 times. I think I might have hit it 7, but you know. Remove all pistons. Then there's just the crankshaft, and that's already been removed technically. I usually leave the crankshaft bolts in real life, because then you don't have to worry about that. And then engine block, and then that's good to go. So that's all been marked. So now you just have to do the fun thing of the body tuning shop. Okay, so surprisingly the GTR doesn't have a body kit shop or a body tuning. No. So we're gonna buy all brand new parts for the GTR, because you know parts can be expensive, but then the body panels and all that will have been bought, so then I don't have to worry about the body at all. Just like that. That was like almost 3 grand. Next up was the interior. If I looked at this, the bench, perfect. The seats, got by 2 of these. Steering wheel, not bad. Alright, and then these you usually I never buy off the bat, but these are what I took out, and I'm just gonna slowly disassemble everything. So exhaust pipes, good. And then you buy the special drive shaft and then your normal drive shaft. There you go. Engine cover, flywheel cover. Would this happen to be in the gearbox? Would it flywheel cover? Engine cover? No. Oh yeah, engine cover is not that. Okay. Actually, would that be in here? No. Okay, so there's no aftermarket version of that. There is an aftermarket version of a throttle. Buy 2 of those. Intake manifold, absolutely. Fuel rail, absolutely. Your filter. Intake manifold, yep, it should be one. Turbo, absolutely. Ignition coils, yep. And spark plug I saw, yep, those are on here too. I'll have to mark it. Engine heads, wait, are these engine heads? Oh, they're covers, sorry, they're the covers. I thought they were the engine heads. I'm like, wait, that shouldn't be up here. But the engine heads will be in there. Camshaft caps. No, the caps will be here. I need 8 of them. Can I, do they allow the rock arms? No, the rock arms are still just 2 of those. Belt cover. The pump isn't after this one. Okay, this one still exists there. Oil filter, oil pan, that's all just normal. Rod cap, buy 6 of those. Engine quality is not good enough. Well, that sucks, doesn't it? Only if people were watching for it to matter. Nah, it's okay. Oh, this will be up, and if people want to watch it, they can go ahead. They don't have to be on the stream for this. That part doesn't matter. I just like being on the stream to talk to people. But I mean, if people watch this and then end up commenting on it, I'll just comment back. I just hope people enjoy the video, honestly. That's all I care about. They don't have to be here on stream. I do like talking to people though. That's why I do the streams. But not every game is for everyone, right? Like there's a lot of games I don't like too. Alright. Engine head? Yeah, that's engine head. Man, this engine's gonna be built in no time. Like camshaft A. Okay, probably should be 2 of those, but nope, don't want to buy 2 of those. I'll buy the pistons though. Then we go back to here, buy 6 piston rings, crankshaft, and then oh, engine block, that's here. Alright, and then if I build it, there we go, brand new engine. Fresh off the market, too. I don't know if it's fresh off the market, but I mean, it's freshly built. Alright. Like always, I'm gonna secure the uh, this stuff in first. I won't be able to put the oil pan on because I think I gotta put the first timing cover on, and then I can. Or maybe this one will be more forgiving and I'll actually allow the oil pan on, but I don't think so. I don't know, because the other Nissan didn't allow me to. The other one I did. So maybe this one will. I don't know. They're almost the same engine, but there's quite a few differences. But almost the same setup. Nope, does not want the oil pan on. So we'll just put the shifting or the gears on. Alright, zoom out. I start building the front here. Put the heads in. Both heads go on. Alright, and still can't put the first timing chain on. Or the first timing cover. We'll get there in a sec. Just gonna build the turbos and such. Get turbos mounted. Intake. I can build all this stuff already. I can just straight up build it. Like, look, I can already build the engine. There, she's good to go. Put her in the vehicle. Nah, I'm just joking. I wouldn't call this ready. There's still a lot to put in the car, or in the engine. Not to mention, there is still a bunch I gotta put in the actual vehicle itself. Is this camshaft A? And is this camshaft B? Okay, so they are... Is it one aftermarket? No, I bought two normal ones. Okay, so it does match. Alright, and then... Spark plugs in. Then I think I have to put this set of rocker arm on before I can actually put the timing cover on. Okay, she's bolted on. This rocker arm goes on. Fastened by these. The last one. Will let me put the cover over? It will, yes. Okay, put these on. The coils. Alright, that one side's done. I do the same thing for this side, and then put the timing cover on. And once I do all this, then it's just the front end to put together, and the oil pan. Put all this on. So now I can put the timing cover on because these are on. But now I'm still going to finish up on this side. Alright, she's bolted. Coils go in. Alright, now the front end. The part that has stuff happening. Alternator. Very nice water pump. Because all this goes on, and then I believe another timing cover goes over or something. Yeah, or the chain goes on. Now that everything's hooked up. Put these on. Yep, another timing cover, which I guess is almost a faceplate. I guess you can consider it. That's on. Timing covers. I'm working on a Nissan. Look how complicated this crap is. This is for GTR. Do you know what a GTR is? Neither do I. Apparently it's all-wheel drive though. I know. I don't really know what a Nissan GTR is. I'm straight up honest. I've never worked on one. I don't think I remember seeing one. I bet if you pointed it out, though, I bet you might have seen it. I just never talk about it. It's a Nissan. It's too new. Slap that on. Bolt this bad boy on. Alright, the belt tensioner goes on. Is that it? That's all that needed to be built for the engine? Yep. Starter would go there. Where that hole is. Okay. Well, that part's done. Okay. Install. You get a brand new engine. How's that for my economy? Yeah, 27. I used to be minus 6,000. Now it's plus 29,000. That's not bad. Alright, use the welder. Touch up all those spots. Car A, might as well do it to you. Because this car's pretty bad too. Alright. Now, because I could not care less, do that. Real life, I would actually do this properly, but this is not real life. This is the game. Air filter. No, let me click the air filter. Is there two? There is two of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. And 1, 2. And then we crack these bad boys open. These I can't get aftermarket, but the filters inside I can. And does it great. We just slowly take everything apart and then build it slowly. Alright. I want the actual fan. Where is the... Okay, there's the fan. There's that. Take that apart. Add that. Rip that bad boy out. There's no tomorrow. Oh, there's an intercooler. Can I take that out from in here? No, I gotta be under. I gotta lift it up. Alright. Fuse this time. 2 of these. 3 of these. 3 of these. 3 reds. 3 yellows. 1 blue. And then that is all the fuses. I'll just unplug this and rip the whole thing out. The chip. The battery I do not have to buy a new one of, and because I can recharge those. There is an ABS. Of course this is a modern car. There's going to be ABS. Pump. Okay, that's all that. Because the battery I can just throw on a charge. And then she's brand new. Because that's how that works. Get the seat out. Perfect. Alright, raise this to the roof. I do double check the tire. Is the tire one tire? Nope. They are not. Intercooler. Why didn't it mark the intercooler? Here we go. Okay. I just want to see something. Now if I go back and put this on, is this the 285 one? Yeah, 285. Okay, so 255, 40 is front, and then 285. So it's front then back. Gotcha. I just marked 4. I'll just do this and then I should know what I mean. And I'll do this in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm tired, so I'm gonna just go watch a movie. And I think my voice is fading because I can't seem to talk as loud. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. Take care.